As part of the Dallas software developer group, I'm leading a team, and my team is making incredible progress. So we have completed bunch of tasks already. And I wanted to give a glimpse of what we have done and how we are executing this. So I recently shared these steps that anybody can make a project in 6 weeks. So where we are, we have selected a project, we have configured the GitHub or created the GitHub project and all, local machine setup, and this is where we are. Expand your project idea into feature set and area of work, design, application flow, wireframe, markup, and technology stacks, and creating Jira stories. Once all that is done, that's when we can move into the coding and database creation. But the activity that are listed here is what I will show how we are executing that and how you can use exact same process to expand your idea from one line to many lines. So our project is make a travel planning tool. So we started with a 30-second pitch that what does do. A travel planning tool that takes the date, destination, and then list a flight and things to do at that destination, and then it allow users to select the flight and create their itinerary. You always want to go with a very small and clear idea and then expand upon it. So just like this, very simple. This is a 30-second pitch that you want to start with. Once that is done, you start defining or kind of start navigating in your mind that what does it mean. So any application will have a login page, and for login page you can create from scratch, or you can use something like Google federated login. So we decided to do that, or team decided to do that. And then once you log in, you land on home page, and then on home page you will have multiple option. In our case, we stick with create new itinerary as option 1, and list of itinerary that you have already created before as option 2. From there we said all right, so once you click the create new itinerary, you will search for departure and return date and destination, right? Idea, we kind of keep it simple, and then that there will be a search result which will display list of flight. You select the departure flight, or return flight, and add to your plan. Then you select local attraction, and then you select the date and time when you want to do that attraction, and you add to the plan. And then finally it will display a list of the selected flight, attractions, and return flight. You save it, and that go back to the list of itinerary. Very simple process, right? Anybody who have done a simple project, a web application project, would be able to do it in like 10 minutes. And then even if you have not developed a web application, but you have used many, right? So this is the simplest flow that you can think of. At this process, do not try to overcomplicate. Do not try to add all the bits and pieces. Just keep it simple. So that once you're done with this, you you define the second flow, which is a list of itinerary. If you have a list of itinerary, you can cancel, you can delete, you can delete it, and then you can have edit as well. But we decided to keep it in future. We are talking about 6 weeks, you don't have much time, so keep that for future. And then this is the view itinerary page. If you click one of them, you view them, and if you don't like it, you want to redo it, you delete this and you create a new one. So that's an acceptable minimum viable product. Now, once you're done with this, the next step is to, under each of them, is start writing pseudocode. That what this mean, and this is the login page example. Sorry, this is how you will have the basic code that you will write, or basic pseudocode. In case of search result, you call whatever API. We don't know which API, so I just use ABC API. Pass a start and end date. You're gonna get return data that you will display. So very simple, plain English, that you will be able to write, and that's it. By the end of this activity, which I think we took about 1.5 hours yesterday, or about 2 hours, we was able to do all that. We, as in me and my team members, couple of team members. Once you are done with this, you get a very clear idea of how many tasks, how many screens that you will be doing, and then those can go into Jira stories and things like that. So here you can create more Jira story based on that, and then it can help you assign the work between the team members. So the flow is done, and after the flow, you go with the wireframe, and you could do some fancy type of wireframe. I believe I created I got a template from here. You could do that, or you could just create some kind of very plain document, or you can even do it on the notepad, and then use that as take a picture and add it here, or share with the team member. The thing that you want to keep to your mind, don't go for fancy colors and graphics in the beginning. In the beginning, all you want is these boxes that you will have some kind of banner, some kind of menu, then you will have some kind of banner or some kind of illustration, and then you will have the content box, and within the content box you will have different type of things. In case of search by departure, dates and destination, you just need couple of boxes to show that user will be typing this, and there will be a button. In case of search result, you will just need to identify what column you will be displaying, how many rows you will be displaying, and things like that. So that will be the wireframe. Wireframe always helpful compared to mockup, because when you create markup, you need some extra information, while in the wireframe you can just stick to most basic information. And then team created this deployment diagram as well. I'm impressed. They continued after I dropped from the call, but this is amazing. We will be using AWS for this one. One of the team member has a lot of experience it, so that would be awesome. I'm excited. I have never worked on AWS, so this will be my opportunity to learn. It seems like they have they've figured a lot of information there, and then you can go even deeper into, as you identify different bits and pieces, you can start identifying your database structure as well. So this is where we are. This is where we are, and I wanted to share the work in progress product, or work in progress steps. As I said, this is easy, and week 1 and week 2 is in front of you. After that, obviously there is a coding activities. Coding is simple once you have clarify what you are doing. Please never start your project by starting coding. You have to have this type of clarity, and this type of clarity, and then some kind of even slightly deeper flow chart. If you can do that, the coding is not that difficult after the fact. Remember, when you create a solid project, you will be spending about 70% of the time in planning and other activities than the coding. Coding is probably 30% of the entire project. And then you have, as I said, ultimately, when you have all these steps, you have a lot more clarity that you can then create a very good story when you go for the interview. So, all right, I will stop now. I hope you will like it, and I hope this will add value to your execution of the project. All right, bye for now.